Hi, I'm Blaine with Advanced Real Estate.
Hey, I'm Kyle, loan officer here at Fairway Mortgage in Crown Point.
And this is the April update
April.
for this year. Yeah.
March Madness is over with.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we are heading into spring.
That's right. We're here.
Spring market. So what are you seeing on the lender side for the spring market?
Well, you'll see a lot of headlines out there, and I encourage you to keep an objective mind in a couple different clear lens when you're looking at those. Of course, anytime you read a headline about banks failing, that can be an issue. And I want to establish that a bank, a mortgage lender or broker, a wholesaler, those are all three different things, and we can talk about those in a different video. But the idea is when you see a smaller bank that raises or funds these other tech type of companies, while that can affect the lending world, it's important that the lender that you're working with, you kind of ask some questions. Hey, are you funding the loan directly, or is the money coming from somewhere else? Are you a third party in the transaction? Is a different underwriter other than that company underwriting that loan? These are all, good things that if you find a local lender that everything is in-house and controlled, you're going to find that those headlines aren't going to directly impact that lender's performance. So I think it's just important that as a consumer working with a bank or a lender, it's important to ask these questions and know that, hey, lender, what are you seeing in the volatility? How is it affecting you? How is it going to affect my pre-approval or the business that I'm doing with you? And just be transparent in those questions. And that right lender, that right banker should be able to answer those and affirm those correctly. And if not, we're always here to provide a second opinion.
Right. And those article headlines that we're all seeing, those are structured in a way to get clicks. It's kind of the fear mongering to get the clicks, like, oh wow, what's going on? How bad is it?
Mm-hmm, you're right. So, and it shouldn't be discredited. I mean, it still is a big deal, and there's a lot of problems with poor regulation of monetary policy. And of course, we're not going to get political in the video, but there are things being done to help protect the consumers' dollars. And I mean, hey, I'm very in tune to that stuff. I'm a consumer too. My money sits in a bank too, so I get it. But these are just questions that I'd encourage you as a consumer to ask your lender, your bank, non-depository or otherwise, so you can get educated and have informed answers. So
absolutely.
Spring market, what's happening? We see prices are falling, but that's not actually what happens every area.
I'm throwing up an article here that came out recently, so you can take a look at, and it's saying that prices have gone down. But if you actually look at the map per state, it's like the western states that are having this issue. Mm-hmm. And there's a few other states that are staying even, but if you look at the map and what's blue on this map, they've gone up, especially in our area. Mm-hmm. And that's the way it really has been. And our area is what matters. We don't care what's happening in Idaho and Utah and California. It doesn't pertain to us particularly at all.
And do you think that's a cause of, in those markets where cash could be more prevalent or larger above asking price offers are more prevalent, that could affect values now as demand changes in those areas and affordability changes in those areas? Someone might not be offering $50,000 over or $100,000 over in those markets. That's a little less common in these markets, and so do you foresee this market being a little bit more controlled and still on a steady rise versus the nation?
Because interest rates are up, so it's keeping kind of everything in check.
I gotcha. Yeah, it'll be a little bit of equilibrium, and to that point, interest rates, we should begin to start to see that fall as inflation starts to rescind a little bit. You'll notice some headlines come out in the coming months. Keep the middle of May circled on your calendars. We should start to see that slow, steady decline and normalization moving into the next couple of quarters this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is still a great time to sell. It's still a seller's market. Who would have thought? Like it's evening out.
You have a 100% chance of selling your home.
When yours is the only home in your town, in your price range, and X amount of bedrooms and bathrooms, and there's maybe one or two other homes like yours, it's going to sell.
Of course, and that is a great way to put a bow on it. Start the process sooner than later.
Absolutely.
You'll find that you're a lot closer than you thought you were, or you'll find out some things you need to do to get there.
Yeah, and most of our taxes are done.
Yeah,
so you kind of know where our finances are to have someone look at them and see where you're at. So yeah,
you got it.
Geared up, ready to go. And
Appreciate the info, Blaine. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, any questions in the comments section, private message, or reach out to us. We're happy to meet with you and address those. Enjoy your month. We'll talk to you in May.
Yeah. Thank you very much. See you later.